Hello everybody, welcome to Kerbalized Realism 1964, the Venus flyby. Before that, March 13th, the final lunar impactor, Scout 3, Block 3. For those that are new, Scout is my recreation of Ranger. The Ranger Block 3 was Rangers 6 through 9. They were equipped with television cameras to provide detailed images better than what an Earth-based telescope could provide. Ranger 6 camera malfunctioned, and other than that, all Block 3s were successful. Ranger 7 photographed the Mare Cognitum south of Copernicus crater. Ranger 8 launched February 1965. It swept an oblique course going south of Oceanus Procellarum and Mare Nubium to crash in Mare Tranquillitatis, marking where Apollo 11 would land 4.5 years later. A month later, Ranger 9 came down in a 75-mile diameter, or 90 kilometers, crater known as Alphonsus. Our contract was for 3 impacts, so this will finish it off. And we will move on to interplanetary flybys. Up first, Venus, moving into the Mariner program. But for us, it's Viking. NASA's first 2 were remakes of the Rangers, launched in 1962. For us, it's 1964. Mariner 1 went off course after liftoff and exploded by range safety some 5 minutes later. Now, let's watch this thing smash into the moon, and then we'll move on to Venus. Contract complete. Lunar impacts are finished. Transitioning to May 9th, the Viking 1 sits above an Ork-Agi, ready for the Venus flyby. NASA launched 10 Mariner missions, as I mentioned earlier. 1 and 2 aimed for Venus in 1962. 3 and 4 went to Mars, launched at the end of 1964 in November. Mariner 5 in June of 1967 back to Venus. 6 and 7 launched in 1969, nice, once again headed to Mars. 8 and 9 in 1971 going for Martian orbit, being achieved by Mariner 9, finishing up with Mariner 10, launched in November of 1973, destination Mercury, and for the first time ever, a spacecraft using a gravity assist. Now, back to this mission. Also, as stated earlier, Mariners 1 and 2 were actually Ranger remakes. I am going with the Mariner 3 and 4 versions for my Viking 1, even though the solar panels are much bigger than what would be needed to go to Venus since they were designed to go to Mars. Mariner 2 became the first spacecraft to have flown by another planet. On the way, it measured for the first time the solar wind, a constant stream of charged particles flowing outward from the sun, as it measured interplanetary dust, which turned out to be more scarce than predicted. In addition, Mariner 2 detected high-energy charged particles coming from the Sun, including a brief solar flare, as well as cosmic rays from outside the solar system. As it flew by Venus on December 14, 1962, Mariner 2 scanned the planet with an infrared and microwave radiometer, revealing that Venus has cool clouds and an extremely hot surface. Because the bright opaque clouds hide the planet's surface, Mariner 2 was not outfitted with a camera. And as it may turn out, it's probably a good thing I went with the oversized solar panels, as all but one malfunctioned on the way there. Now, I'll be quiet and we'll watch this Venus flyby. Don't forget to like and subscribe! And now, the Viking 1 will forever sit in a heliocentric orbit. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!